Author and a trainer and an agent for like many, many years. Um, Again, I don't want to go because we have so much to cover. Justin? And we're starting. Thank you. But every time I give a class and every time I coach, because I am a master health and wellness coach. I'm also a performance coach. I'm a life coach. I'm a grief coach. And today I'm going to share with you my coaching experience about learning yourself. Because have a great day.
You too. Bye.
I thought about this. It's so important that we know who we are before we try to interact with other people. Physicists don't cover this. So my intention today, and I'm going to ask you for your intention. What do you want to have happen to your inners today? What do you want to learn? What do you want to walk away with? So my intention always is to provide you with valuable insights, practical tools that you can apply in both your personal and your professional life. Because you guys, we are not just one-dimensional. We are multi-dimensional. And besides that, we are women. We have a special
Emotions.
we are special. We have our families, husbands, children, mothers, in-law. We do it all. And I've been coaching women for years. We are different. We deserve the support that you're now getting. So that's my intention, to supply you with what you need. I'm going to ask you now just to quietly, just for maybe 15 seconds, close your eyes and say to yourself, I intend to receive, and whatever it is in your heart that you want to receive today during this class. Let's set your intention.
Igual.
It's about 15 seconds. Anybody want to share with me? I'm your coach today. I'm your coach. This is a group setting, so share with me as your coach what you want to walk away with today.
I want to receive all the tools and knowledge that are going to help my personal growth.
Beautiful. Did you hear that? Beautiful. Yes.
I want to learn how to be a good person to help others the way they need it.
You want to be able to help others, so you want to learn something that's going to help you help others. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing, and right on line with what we're teaching today. Anybody else want to share? Yeah, Mark.
I want to be happy and not disturbed by some little things. Right? Sometimes, like my husband did some little things, and I was so annoyed. I don't want to be like that.
She wants to be happy. I love it.
Forgiving, and it's not a big deal. Right? I want to be a person like that.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. That's fabulous. Anybody else?
For me, it would be more in the professional side, just to be more open with my clients and to give them my knowledge. I've been trying to learn about my personal growing in personal.
Yes.
So I need more than the professional side.
Yes. Yes. So you're coming from a servant's heart. And you want, in fact, all of you are pretty much coming from a servant's heart. You want to serve. That's where I always was. That's where my hot spot is. I wanted to serve. Perfect. All right. And so, what is so amazing is that this is exactly what we're going to cover. Everything that you've mentioned today, we're going to talk about. So cool. So Again, how many of you are attending for the first time? 2, okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here, beautiful. All right, so I'm going to do a little review for those of you who are here for the first time. We are doing a series about principles. Remember that? We talked about principles. And principles don't change. They are what they are. In other words, life principles. 2 times 2 is what? Never 5, never 8, it's 4. Gravity. If you fall, if you trip, you're going down, right? Gravity. That's a principle, that is a scientific, physiological principle. There's life principles. And so one of the principles that we talked about, and we talked about the fact that they don't wear out, they don't rust out. Life is about discovering principles. So you're here to discover some principles that if you use them, they have to work. There's no question about it. There's no ands, ifs, and buts. If you use them, but a lot of us don't know about them. So bless you for being here today. So the first principle that we covered 2 weeks ago, or actually it was our first session, I think. Anyway, principle number 1 is that we have to embrace a growth mindset. What we have to do is learn, and this is what you want to do, what you all are mentioning. We want to grow. And we believe that we can. And we know that it's possible. You can train your brain if you want to. A lot of people don't believe that, and they stay stuck. A lot of our parents, a lot of our in-laws, they don't believe that, they believe that it is what it is, which is called a fixed mindset. Fixed, they're just fixed. And then some of us have fixed mindsets on some things and growth mindsets on others. So we want to eliminate, to the best of our ability, the fixed mindset. And then we talked about creating clear goals. That was our next principle. Set clear, achievable goals. We talked about that. And why? Because as Tony Robbins says, setting goals is the first step. It's the first step in turning the invisible into visible. When I started my security guard company when I was 19 in Los Angeles, California, that eventually hired over 3,500 men and women in Los Angeles, it was invisible. Not only was it invisible, I didn't even think it was possible. Anybody ever feel like that? Is it even possible? And setting goals, getting out and finding who I was and how was the first step in turning the invisible into visible. Then we talked about SMART goals. It's not just about goals. It's about making them smart. What does that mean? It means they need to be specific, measurable, attainable. Want to make some goals that aren't going to be attainable? Well, why waste your time? Let's make sure they're attainable, relevant, and time-based. So we need a beginning and an end with goal, right? It can't just be one day, I'm gonna do a lot of real estate. No, specific time days. And then we talked about this, the achieving success through the goal method, 1, 3, and 5 method. I learned this many years ago, building your business, and here's what that is. If you were coaching with me, I would, and those who are coaching with me, we would create a main objective for your business. What is it that you want to accomplish in the next 12 months? What's the main objective? And I shared with you a fact that I was coaching a top producer, and she said, I want to make $250,000 a year, and the reason I want to do that, I want to do that because I want to take care of my family and I want to take care of my extended family. And she had things that she wanted to do. That was her main objective. And out of the main number 1, then we create 3 goals. Main objective, 3 goals. And then under the 3 goals, 5 strategies. So we get specific, we drill down. How are we gonna do this? Today's part of how we're gonna do it. So excited to share this part with you. And then principle number 4 is, once you make the goals, because someone said here last week or 2 weeks ago, she doesn't stay focused. A lot of us have that. We set a goal, but we get distracted. And God knows you have a lot as women to distract you. If you got your kids, that's a major distraction all the time, because they want your attention. They've got their agenda. They want to pull you in. So, of course, you need to stay committed and stay focused. And so we talked about ways to do that. Today, principle number 5, know thyself. Know thyself. And Lala is one of our leaders in teaching us how to know ourselves from a spiritual perspective. Understanding oneself is crucial and effective for communication and relationship building. I thought about what I was going to share this session. And I thought about how important it was and would have been to me when I first started out in real estate to really understand who Wanda was, instead of following what others told me I needed to do to be a success. Because some of the things that I was told to do didn't resonate with who I was. But I felt like if I didn't try it, I'm a loser. Anybody feel like that?
Yes, I am.
You can relate to what I'm saying? I felt like she's doing it, he's doing it, and all the awards, all the, yay, come on up, you 1,000 things, you got 1,000 clients in 1 week, woo, woo! What did you do? I knocked on doors until I fell off, and my parents used to say, if you knock on enough doors and you eventually knock on a door and you throw up on the front porch, somebody's gonna let you in. That's not me. Is that you? That's not me. I understand where he's coming from. He's talking about being persistent, and I get it. I get that. But that's not me. And I tried it. Why? Because I went to a seminar and told me, you gotta knock on enough doors, you're gonna be very successful. And there I was, my area was San Bernardino. There I was out in the summer heat, walking down, knocking on doors, and as I said, my first big session, hoping that nobody answers, because I wasn't even prepared. I was like, what if it's a sex pervert kind of open the door and say, come on in and let me show you my bedroom. I want to walk through the house. It was unsettled, to say the least, about knocking on doors that I didn't know who was going to answer and what their intention was. I was very unsettled, and I was doing what I was told to do. That did not resonate with me. Now, some of the agents in the office were like, oh, I love knocking on doors. I get out there and mix with people. I love it. On Saturday morning, I'm out there knocking on doors. They loved it. And I was like, what's wrong with me? I don't feel that way about the knocking on doors. And it took me several months, if not a few years, to kind of figure out there's other ways to build my business that's just as effective, that resonates with who I am. So what are those and how do I figure that out? So, know thyself. Know thyself is our principle for today, part 1. Now this is so important, and I'm dividing it into 2 parts. Today's about you, us, and the next session is going to be about our clients and how to figure them out, okay? This is really, so, who are you? How many were able to take the DISC assessment online. Okay, I figured that, so I brought some here. That you can take while you're here. Good morning. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, Morgan, can you switch me over to the YouTube that I want to share with them? Before you take your test, I have. Oh, really? I just changed screens and go to.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Yeah.
Of course.
Justin.
Yeah.
You're gonna help yourself, that's the beautiful thing. We're just gonna support you.
We're
just gonna support you. It's an interesting.
There it is. Okay, here is a really funny and insightful YouTube about your personality types. And I have printed out these.
In the general population,
You can take one and pass it up, and then pass it.
Do you want me to play it?
Yes.
there are 4 types of people, and we call them dominant, or the D style, influencing, or the I style, stable, or steady, which is the S style, and then the C style is the compliant style. And those are the people that make up our world, and you see those people all the time. You see those people all the time. If you've ever walked up to an elevator and saw the guy that presses the button and then steps back and looks at the button again, and then he presses it, and then he taps it or holds it, because he thinks that as he presses that, the elevator must surely arrive faster. That is the D personality style. Dominant, direct, they're drivers. They want to control their environment. They want to do something to make something happen in their world. And so they will keep their thumb on that button until the elevator comes. Now, once the doors open and everyone walks in and they close, the one guy that turns around and starts talking to people, the guy that's smiling because once the doors close, he knows he has a captive audience, that is the I personality style. They're the influencers. They're the ones when the door opens, he goes, boom, third floor, lingerie, enjoy your day. Those are the I's. Now the S personality style, they're stable, steady, they're very relational. They are people. Now they're the people that if the door's starting to close, but there's somebody that may or may not be wanting to get on the elevator, they'll stick their hand out. There's plenty of room, come on in. Now the D is back there going, oh, come on, man. I gotta come home. Why are you waiting? The S is holding the door open. And if there's too many people, they'll say, you know what, I'll just take the stairs. They'll get out. Let somebody else go. You go on. It's okay. That's that S personality style. Very stable, steady. Now, the C's. The C personality style is the guy that's very quiet, off to the side, and he's standing there looking at the plaque that says maximum weight, 3,700 pounds. And he's calculating body weight. He's going, if one person gets on, I'm off. Like that's the guy. He's the guy that notices when the inspection date is due on the elevator. So those are the 4 personality styles. Now, G's make up about 3% of the population.
3%.
3%. Do you know why? Because any more than 3%, and we would be at war all the time. So God in his wisdom said, we need those D's, we need those drivers, but let's keep them down to about 3% of the population. I's are about 11% of the population. And I's are fun to have around, but any more than 11% of the population, we would never get anything done. S's make up 69% of the population. They are the majority of people that you're going to be dealing with. Very stable, steady. Another S word for you, status quo. They like things the way things are right now. They make up 69% of the population. C's, what percent of the population would C's be? Okay, the person that said 17%, that person's a C. Do you know why? Because they did the math. They added it up. That's C personality style. But it's important to know. It's important to know first of all, for you, what blend of those styles, because those blends are all in us. Any one of us could be any one of those styles. How many of you believe that your personality style can change based on your environment? Yeah, that's right. You know what? Your car is your environment. And so people who are very easygoing, very stable, steady, laid back, sometimes they get behind the wheel, they turn into a D.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they lock the door, boop, boop, they're back to their, hi, how's everything? And so you see these people change their styles in the car. When you start to merge, the guy that gets in front or won't let you through, that's the D. That's the D style. He will take a dent before he lets you in front of him. He's like, I'll take the dent. You will, no, that's the D personality style. Now the I is the guy that's trying to get in because he didn't realize that they were merging. Do you know why? Because he's talking, he's singing a song. He's looking, he's like, hey, that was a good song. Last time I was down here, I remember there was a great radio. Oh, darn, I gotta merge. That's the I. And he's waving. Hey, can I come in? Hey, can I come in? Now the S personality style, they're the people that eventually will let you in. And they're like, this isn't right, but look at that guy. He's obviously from out of town. All right, I'll let you in. Now that percentage of people probably goes down as construction goes up. Now the C's are rarely in that situation. You know why? Because those are the people that have planned their route. Well, you have to leave a half hour early because you're gonna want to make sure you do that. So those are the personality styles. So people are different. They are predictably different.
Okay,
That was good. Thank you.
find out who you are. How many of you
Most people have no
Have
clue that in
taken
2023, the best way to make
the
money on
assessment right now?
Amazon is
Yeah.
not with
Does anybody know who they
physical
are?
Me, but I don't understand how to get this.
You don't understand how to
How to
score?
get the score? So I can
You add up, like the first question is what?
I am assertive and confident
Okay,
when
take
making decisions.
Say it again.
I am assertive and confident when making decisions.
Are you?
I'm 4.
You're 4? Oh, okay, you've got all of these. Okay, yeah, so you add all of these up. And see what your score is for the D. Then we're gonna compare the D, the I, the S, and the C scores. So for an example, you're 4, 8, and then you have 12, 17, 18, 19, 20. So you're 20 on that. If you add up all the numbers, you're 20. Add all those numbers. You're 20. Add up the next section. Okay, the next section. Hi, good morning.
Love that color.
Here, this is, the pen.
I think we
Okay.
did it for you. I didn't know what it was.
Oh, yeah, because I always come up here.
Okay, thank you so much.
So what's your score? What's your highest score?
My highest is 25.
And what section is that?
I.
I? You're an I. Okay. What's the second score?
My
Second highest.
is 23.
And,
Yes.
and so you're an IS. Okay. You're influential and you are stable or status quo. Okay, and that makes sense. Those two go together.
Okay.
Now remember, when he said about the I will never get anything done. You gotta stay focused because I'm an I too, and I'm S. And so I's are animated, we love people, but wait till you hear what your greatest fear is. Do you know how, I need to explain this for you? So read each one of these and put a number. One is strongly disagree, and anything in between up to 5 is strongly agree. So I'm assertive and, but how are you? Are you really, really good? Are you, okay, then you're gonna be strongly agree. You're gonna be a 5.
And then when I'm not in between, then I'll just put it
So if you're a 3, then you put a 3. If you're not like, and you're not. you know, you can put 3 or 4, okay? Okay, so we're gonna find out who we are. And listen, when you find out who you are, we're gonna talk now about your greatest fears for that time. And that's gonna determine your lead generation. If your greatest fear is rejection, and you're doing something that's gonna keep rejecting you, because that's the type of lead generation it is, you're not gonna go seek therapy for it. You gotta figure out another way to lead generate that doesn't have so much rejection. Because your psyche can't take it. All right, so, who's done? Well, I wanna hear who you are.
I don't know. I said,
Oh, maybe no, you need your number.
okay, she's the
So
one.
on survey, on a scale of 1 to 5. Yeah. You're gonna add them up. You're gonna add each section.
I'm like, a little bit of but it's so funny.
Okay. Anybody have your numbers?
Personality.
You're a C. Okay, you're compliant. This is interesting. And you're an influencer. You're an influencer and you're a D. You're dominant. Woo, girl. Okay. You pay attention. Martha, what are you?
I think I'm D and C.
You're what? D
D and C.
and C? Compliant.
Yeah,
And you're direct.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, what are you, Lola?
I already knew what I was. I have a tie with dominant and influence.
Okay,
And then
a D and an I.
Yeah.
Okay.
I exact scores, and
Yeah.
then I went down to steadiness by one.
Yeah, so you're strong D,
Yeah.
strong I. Okay, okay,
And you.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Oh, you already know, it's IS.
Right. No, you won't. Who else knows?
Well, if I have 5 and I and 3 the most and S, I guess, because I have only 2 on C.
What's your biggest number? Highest number?
Then I choose I.
Oh, she didn't do it right. Show her how to do it.
I can get what it is.
See how the C's gonna help you? Right away. She's like, oh, let me try, she didn't do it again. She didn't remember right. See, that's the C. Right away.
Oh,
And
right, so 5, 11.
So I like 1.
Her rating is from 1 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm exactly how this thing has been set.
23. So what's your highest score? You're a C, you're
I know
compliant.
exactly like this. I'm both this.
And what's your second highest?
This and this. Yeah. But I already
And what's that?
knew that, but I just had to change it. Personality and dumb.
So you're
There's a way to dominate.
influencer and you're steadfast and you're compliant. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Everybody got their note, their, okay, we're gonna move on. And then you come back and let me know who you are, what you are. Is this interesting? Find out who you are?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, watch. If you're a D, raise your hand. You're assertive. Typically, the Ds are assertive, goal-oriented, and decisive. And people who aren't make you crazy. Right? Kind of make you crazy. Clients that come in and they could be like, what is there to think about? This was this is that. This is what you said, this is what you want. This is it. Why don't we do this? Strengths, leadership, your strength, you are leaders, problem solving, results driven. Results, let's get it done. You're task oriented. Challenges, you're impatient, and sometimes you can be aggressive. Okay, sometimes you can be aggressive. If you have an I mixed in with you, you probably have a balance more of a balance. Because I's are energetic, they are people, they don't hurt your feelings. So the D and the I mix could be that, but check this out. Your greatest fear, if you're a D, what is it? Loss of control, being taken advantage of, and failure. Your greatest fear. It's important to know what your greatest fear is. Inherently. That's not 100% all the time. This is just going to give you a direction. Inherently. Dominant strategies to overcome your fear. So if you are a D and your greatest fear is being taken advantage of, here's some strategies. Delegate tasks to trusted team members to reduce losing control. If you've got somebody, a teammate or somebody in your team, and you have too much on your plate, you want to delegate to somebody you trust. It's not going to take your business. Because losing control, you see what's happening here? I'm going to keep it all on me because I don't want to lose control of my clients. And I'm sinking. I need help. Build trust through transparent communication and collaboration. You want to be transparent. You want them to be transparent with you, and you want to be transparent because that makes you feel safer. If you're just telling it like it is, right? And then okay. Number 3, set realistic goals and accept failure as a learning opportunity. It's never a failure anyway. It's just, it didn't work this time. I'm going to learn, I'm going to pick up the pieces and learn. So that's your D. Your influencer. You're sociable, enthusiastic, and persuasive. Guess what I am? Am I doing what I love?
Yes.
I love this. This is who I am. I'm an I. Do I want to knock on doors and try to get someone to coach with me? No. No, I love people. I love my women. I love to uplift, motivate. Why? Because I have 2 daughters that are in their 50s. And then my feet have been to the fire, and I've learned how to deal with them and love them, and they love me over years. So sociable, enthusiastic. Our strengths, we communicate. We team build. How many eyes are in the room? Look how many eyes. It was 11%, but we have even more than that in the room. Does any of that fit you? Tell me. Does any of that fit you? Can you see yourself in those? And challenges, impulsive, and a little bit disorganized. Yes, I know. But knowing my weaknesses, at least I know going in, if I'm having to be disorganized, creating a strategy is going to help me be organized. I'll hook up with a partner that's organized. Maybe that person is C, and I'm an I. And so you know, when I say partnership, you don't have to have, I don't know how every office is different, but I know when I first got into real estate, I hooked up with somebody who had strengths that I didn't have. And we just split everything down the middle until I said, okay, I'm done. I'm ready to go on my own because I needed to lean into somebody who didn't have what I have. Greatest fears, though. Here we go. Rejection. Greatest fear is rejection, disapproval, loss of popularity. Any of those resonate? Raise your hand. Exactly. She's an I. She didn't even take the test. She's an I. You already know. And so, if rejection is one of your greatest fears, I don't know about you, but I had to learn I needed to develop business, but do it in a way that I wasn't going to be constantly rejected. And I used to say, knocking on doors, I'm rejected, they don't even come in, they look, oh, no, or I didn't even want them to open the door. But at least on the phone, it was a hang up quick, and I couldn't see me, that still didn't feel good, but it felt better than the knocking on doors things. Now we're gonna talk more about that. Okay, now what about overcoming my fears? Number one, develop positive self-image and seek constructive feedback. So your self-image is important. Image, how you present yourself, how you dress, how you speak. Important for you. Because if you're confident, your clients will feel it. If you're not, then there's no way you can convey what you don't have. Focus on building genuine relationships rather than seeking approval. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
No, we're not trying to seek approval. What we're trying to do is develop sincere relationships with people, with our clients, with other agents. Focus on building genuine relationships. And then number three, balance social interactions with time management practices. Why? Because us eyes, we're so impulsive. We start off with a goal, and we know it. We're over here doing this, and I need to do that, and I'll come back and do this later. Oh, what was I starting out? Oh, well, I'm supposed to do this. Anybody?
Yeah.
So if I have a time management strategy, for an example, one that might say, for the first 15 minutes, I'm not going to do anything but this. No matter who calls, no matter who, my kids come in, whatever, I'm just going to do this. For 15 minutes, I'm going to do this. And now I'm going to take a break. Go get some water, go get a cookie, go get something. And then I'm going to do 15 more minutes, and then I'm going to do this. The I's, we need that. C's, you don't need that. D's, you definitely don't need that. This is boring for you guys.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding me? You can't do that for 15 minutes. That's your D's.
Are you a D?
Okay, and then how many C's do we have? Two C's. Two C's. Analytical, detail-oriented, systematic, precision planning, accuracy, challenges, perfectionism. Oh, perfectionism and over-cautiousness. These are the people who are getting ready to get 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 ready. Everything's got to be lined up and perfect.
What would you like? Someone says D and I am D and.
What are you?
D and I.
You're a D?
And I.
And I knew it. I could tell her what you were. I think you were never with her. I think you were never with us. She's an influential,
But I have both.
and you have D.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did the 25.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's what Carrie Thompson is. She's a DI. Fits her to a T. And her assistant's a DI too. Which is a good thing. And you know why? Because those of you, how many have a team in here? Does anybody have a team? When you have a team and you're hiring people for your team, you want to hire someone that offsets you. I had someone that came in to interview with me for my team to be a lead, kind of not a receptionist, but administrative person. She could not stop talking. I started interviewing her, and she went, looking at my lap job, and oh yeah, it's really pretty curtains. I love the scenery out there. What? I this neighborhood. I'm like, get her out. We will never get anything done. Now, what do you think Morgan is?
She's quiet. She's a
I think I'm a
maybe
little.
a C or a S.
Morgan?
CS.
CS, compliant,
C
and status quo.
CNS.
CNS. What do you think Justin is?
D.
I.
I.
No, yeah,
I and a C.
I think it's an S.
He's an S. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So for conscientious receipts, we running out of forms? The what? Oh, the assessments? Justin, we need more assessments.
Yeah, please, thank you.
You know, I might have one of these.
They're gonna make a copy one.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
thank you so much.
okay. So for your C, your greatest fear is criticism, mistakes, making mistakes, and lack of quality. She agrees. Yeah, so she's working with an I, and they're doing a brochure. And she's looking at the quality of the print. If there's a mistake, she's gonna catch it. And if you keep doing it, it's gonna irritate her. Because quality is important to her. Yeah. Now, that's just among your colleagues.
That's
Strategies
good
to-
quality.
Huh?
It's a good quality to have.
It is. It's an
It's
excellent
like
quality.
control.
Yeah, sometimes.
That's why you would want to lean into someone who has a C quality if you're an I.
Mari, what are you?
I, another I. So, moving forward, the strategies to overcome for a C is accept mistakes are part of the learning process and focus on improvement. And that's what she would have to do, because she would get so irritated all the time. Like, can't you see you're misspelling that word? It doesn't come to the end of the page, right? It's supposed to be right here. It doesn't balance when you look at it. It doesn't have that, artistic flair. It just, right, that doesn't work. So for her to feel more settled with who she is, not change anything, but accept mistakes as part of learning process and focus on improvements, it's okay. Seek feedback constructively and use it to enhance your performance. And prioritize your tasks and understand that perfection is not always attainable. And steadfast. Steadiness, that's what I am as well. I'm an IS. Characteristics, cooperative, patient, and reliable. That's me. As my 9-year-old. You're so patient. Your strengths, team player, loyal, and supportive. Where are my S's? S's and I's, yeah. And challenges, resistant to change. You like it just the way it is.
You said,
Resistant to
are you
change.
resistant to change?
I'm ready to change everything.
She's on that.
And your greatest fear is change, loss of stability, and conflict. I don't like confrontation. I do not like confrontation. I'm just an S, I don't like it. I know it's necessary sometimes. And if you push me far enough, I can get my back up and my neck will roll and then you push you back off me. I don't like it. I don't like it. I gotta meditate. You find another way. Strategies to overcome, embrace change as opportunity for growth. You can only imagine when my husband was killed, 24 years, and then nothing, it's gone. Was that change in my life? Status quo, that was horrific. My whole life changed in an instant. And that would be true of anybody at any sign, but really everybody would suffer and have a grief coming to them in some level, but for us S's, we had to really do, I really seek the help of a coach, 90 minutes a week to help me get back on my feet and understand that I can do this moving forward on my own. And guess what, ladies? I'm back. I'm here. It's doable. Nothing is engraved in stone. These are just to let you know what your tendencies are and why you feel what you feel about certain things. Develop routines and backup plans to maintain a sense of stability because we like stability, and that's what I did. Improve conflict resolution skills and communicate openly. So here's the exercise. Let's see how much time we have. Who do you know that you're currently working with? Buyer, seller, currently working with, or previously worked with? For you, I mean, it might be someone in your real estate class or someone who is in your family that you think might be a potential client. Who do you know that you're currently working with now? Is anybody currently working with anybody? Raise your hand if you are. Can you identify who they are when you think of at least one of them? Who is that person? What are they? You don't have to tell me their name, but what do you see in them?
So I'm working with a family of 5, and it's interesting because there's some that they are I call it amiable, and there's some other ones that are
Yeah, she's got a problem.
a C for that
Challenge.
word, a C.
Some are
And
Cs.
So I have an S.
So they're all decision makers?
Yeah, but they're buying this family of 5. And
Oh.
it's challenging, but when you understand their, like you said, what they are, then you are able to manage everyone.
Exactly. Who's the strongest personality in that group of 5?
So it will be Kevin, and he's more like going to the team.
And would you say that he's a task oriented, he just wants to get it done? And who's the more amiable one?
Christian.
And what's his personality?
Well, pretty much he's more like, I'll ask him for something and he will say, okay, yeah, I'll get it for you. And then he'll get it, and I'll ask him for everybody. Okay, could you make sure that your dad and your other brother and your other brother, like, oh, I'll get it for you, and then I'll send it. I don't want to be calling everybody else, then it's more difficult. It's going to be like, you already asked me for that a week ago.
So he's a guy in the elevator that says, I'll take the stairs if you can't hit it. He's like, I'll get it for everybody. And she's recognized that. That's splendid. That's awesome. Who else is working with someone that you, or have worked with someone that you can identify? Yes?
In the past, at the beginning of the year, I work with a D person,
A D?
at least D, yes.
And you're a what?
I
How did you?
not good. Because he was like telling, and even here, the escrow officer told me, like, what is that crazy guy? I know, but I will always calm him down.
Yeah.
This is how it's gonna go, so, he's patient. But it was a challenge for me.
Yeah.
It was a challenge.
So if we're working with somebody that is opposite of our sign, whose responsibility is it to adjust?
Us.
We have to adjust. If someone is a stickler, which would be a C, for being on time, and you're showing property to that person, and you're an I, and you're chatty and love people, and you're at the Starbucks saying, girl, that is your shoes, honey. Oh, I love your shoes. Turn around. Oh, yeah. No, I have time. I need to get to that client on time, right? Because that's going to be aggravating for a C person. I have to say, I'll talk about your shoes later. I gotta go. This is money. I gotta be there on time. And you have to recognize that in your client. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that. And as I said for you that came in a little bit later, we're gonna break this down into 2 segments. This is about you, and the next segment is about your clients, how to identify them, how to communicate with them. the fact that your clients that are a D don't do a lot of squiggly little things and hearts. They don't like that.
That's me. I got trees and hearts.
Yeah, no, actually, I would like to share this. It's a while ago, like maybe 7 years ago. I was calling to get this listing, and so his name was Nathan, and he's like, "Yeah, come over. I need to sell this house." And so I went, and he didn't let me explain anything like what was going to be the marketing, like any of my presentation. He just like, "Where do I sign?" And I said, "Okay, here," and I left.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because
So
you're a
were you
D,
ready and prepared?
you're a DI, right? You're a DI,
Yeah.
and you recognize the D and
Yeah.
and you just want to get the results, or you
Yeah,
said
he just wanted to sign, and he just wanted to sell the house.
See, now if it had been me,
That was crazy. I was
Yes,
like, okay.
I might have said, you know, I want to share my presentation. I want to know how great I am, and really I know for you, and how great Remax is, and he's like,
Yeah,
I said I wanted to
sign
sign
the
it.
presentation, and he's like,
Sign
"Oh
it.
no, just take a look at the house. I want to sign. I have to go. I just want to sell." I said, "Okay."
love it,
So
love
it
it.
was crazy.
Give her some love, this is awesome, give her some love. Okay,
But I felt uncomfortable just like the wedding, because it was like,
You feel like
no,
you're
I was
not doing
me, but
your-
it was like too much. Like, okay, he didn't ask me for how much I'm gonna charge for commission or anything. I said,
you're so cute. So the benefits of understanding yourself as a realtor. We already talked about that, enhanced awareness, recognizing strengths and your weaknesses, areas for improvement, better teamwork, leveraging diverse strengths within a team. How many of you are on a team? Do you find that you guys have different, are you on the same team?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we have a
Well,
D,
DI.
DI, C, DIC, is that you?
DIC, yeah. I have 3 because I'm a 21 and then a 20 in DIC.
Okay, so you're a DIC and you're,
I'm a DIS.
oh, 2 Ds and Is, okay.
We're
And
not.
We're not on the same, they're on the same, well, we kind of.
Well, we are
We're in the same office.
We're in the same office.
Yes.
But I'm
Yes,
an
we're all in the
SI.
same- Yeah. they're-
but I don't mean in the same, I mean that
Yes,
you're all
yes,
here,
we have that, they're in the
that
same
you're
team.
kind of work together.
Yes.
So is there a chance that if one person of the 3 of you doesn't resonate with a client, you could switch it over to someone else that might have that, you know, if you can show, is that, because you're a D and you're a D and you're an I. Yeah. If someone needs a softer personality, you could switch it over to her. Right? Okay. I have a slide. Number 1, the importance of self-awareness helps you understand your strengths. We talk about it. Enables you to tailor your lead generation. Now, this is what I want to talk about, lead generation, Stephanie. And of course, I have to mention this, ladies, in your personal life. If you're dating somebody that's a C, and you're an I, and you're having conflict, or you're married to someone who is opposite. C's usually are not very they don't communicate well. And I's need you to tell them they love you.
yes.
You never say you love me. You never say the words, I do love you, honey, but you never say it. Well, but I vacuum, I clean, I'm a provider, I take care, task oriented, and this is a D, you know, we're talking task oriented, a DC maybe. So understand that people who don't communicate well doesn't mean that they don't love you. They do what they feel. You're shaking your head.
Married for 30 years with one lazy.
30 years with a D. And he provides, right?
I don't have to ask for anything. If I said, oh, look at that, and he'll be like, okay. He doesn't tell me, but oh, I have the already reserved to go. I'm like, he never say anything.
Right.
He never, but he's showing to me to a different way.
And you've learned to accept that, right?
Exactly.
At first, did you feel like you never tell
I'm
me?
like, what is wrong with this guy? It was the first 10 years. It was difficult for me because my ex was like, what the type was like, I love you,
Yes.
and then he can like to barely touch and, not be like, I'm like, oh, I don't know. It is, for me, difficult, but now that I think I will change it for me.
You've learned to gel.
Yeah.
Martha, what is your husband? What do you think he
I
is?
think he's D and C.
Oh, he's a D and a C. His results are, he just wants to get things
Yeah,
done.
he's more like C.
See, compliance, dot the I's, cross the T's, right?
Yeah.
Does he communicate well
He communicates.
to you? Does he tell you how much he loves you? And
No, never.
okay, so you understand what's going on here. And it's not personal, it's just the way they're cut. It might be able to save your marriage and relationship if you understand that that's just how they're cut. So I'm going to move over to,
We just changed my 2 boys to a different one. I
Your 2
changed my
boys?
boys to a ID.
their I
They
and a
have to
C.
express everything.
That's your I, right? Love it. I love it. It's really important to understand your kids. It's really, I mean, you could take this test home and have them, if they're old enough, take the online, or you could go back on the mindset, our Facebook group. There's an online one that they can take. It's free, and it gives you a report. Take the test again.
One, I just wanted to share that I did that with my kids when they were a lot younger. We all sat there and we took the test and we all read the results,
That's awesome.
together so we could understand each other.
That's
And we also
amazing.
know- Yeah, so we did that and they were small, so they understood themselves and where they needed to open and expand.
That is amazing. That is just such a great idea. If we would all do that, it would give us a greater deal of understanding, and them too, of us. That we're not just mean parents, maybe some parents, your room doesn't need to be that clean. Others is like, yeah, it does. So I wanted to get to this part. We might go over just a tiny bit. What's the most effective lead generation for my personality style? If you're a D, you want to do assertive, goal-oriented, decisive lead generation. Like cold calling is okay with you. Direct outreach to potential clients. Hosting and leading network events. If you're in your community and you want to host a buyer's seminar, that would be you. Taking charge of community projects, I'll do it. Let me do it. I'm coaching someone who is a DI, and what she wanted to do was there's a new building opening up or a new hotel or something, and so she got to the leaders and the executives, and she wanted to be in their open house. This is what she does. This is good. She's confident. That's what she does. Now, if you're an I, Stephanie, this is important because you're an I. You may not do well at cold calling. You can try at everything. You may not. And a lot of agents will get out of the business because they don't know how to change strategies and fit them who they are. And that's why I'm bringing this up. You don't have to beat yourself up or pound in a way of doing business that doesn't fit for you. If you're determined to be a success and make it, then doggone find something that works for your personality style and do a lot of that. If it's open houses, because you don't have to go, they do a lot of open houses. If it's buyers seminars, they do a lot of that. For me, I want to say this too. For S's, how many S's do we have? Okay. I'm going to get to this. I'm offering something for this group. Surprise. Let me get over to the S. Okay. See how I switched that? I'm an I. I just went right from one thought to another. That just
You're creating.
I'm creating on the
Yes.
Okay. Also for eyes, social media. Learn, if you don't know how, learn, go to all the social media classes. It's so much better to go to classes that you need to learn something for your personality style. Well, why go to learn how to knock on doors if that's not you? Why learn how to do a fabulous open house if you'd rather cold call? You want to go to the classes that teach you how to boom, boom, get on, flex, whatever it is that they're doing these. You want to learn that style that fits your person. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because sometimes for me, when I first got into this, there's so much information, you're gonna feel overwhelmed at times. It's like, we should do this, should do that. Anybody ever feel that? What should we do? What class should we take? I don't know. Girl, are you going to that one? Okay, I guess I'll try that. I'll try this. I'll try that. At least have an idea of what's gonna work for you. So that I'm building strong referral networks. This part here. Building strong referral networks through social events, creating engaging, persuasive marketing. Engaging, persuasive marketing. Wanda does that great job with social media. Marketing, persuasive. Now the C, like, do you do social media? Okay. But it needs to be right. And you probably have calculated what the return on your investment is going to be, right? Not a size. We just want to see how many people know. But if you have to do, Facebook posts and you're paying for it, every penny that's going to, And that's awesome. It's not a put down. It's just a difference between our personalities and who we are.
You know what? She's my friend, and what I like about her is like she will tell me, okay, so no, if we get this CMR, this one is just doesn't really make sense for the price because this one has more, so we should get this one. And I love to be her friend because she's so
love it.
Yeah,
Love her. She's my friend ID.
yeah.
Okay, now your S's. How many S's again? Characteristic, cooperative, patient, reliable. Your lead generation strategies, building long-term relationships with clients. How many have done that? How many have a system? You don't have a system. It's random, right? But people love you, but it's random. Okay. This is what I'm offering. And it's not just for S's. It's for anybody who wants. I'm offering, if I can get 10 people who are interested, I will provide you with a free Zoom class on building business by referral. And let me tell you my personal experience. My referral database happened to be corporate clients. I was working with Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. And my corporate clients provided me who I gave referrals out to, agents in my office, for 25% referral fee. I earned over $1 million in 3 years just on referral fees.
Amen.
Just on referral fees. That's how important referrals are, and thinking in terms of being relational, not just transactional. And so I'm not saying that we all need to go to corporate clients. I'm saying we need to really focus in on the clients that we have served, that we liked working with, and having a system to stay in front of mind on them. A system that automatically goes out with us even thinking. A system in which we can pick up the phone once a month or every 2 months and say, hey girl, how you doing? Or hey, how's it going? If you had somebody who needed to buy or sell a house, would I be the agent you refer to this one? Jokingly, and just like remind you, I'm still here. Brian Buffini, which I was once a coach for. Brian Buffini, this is his method. And Brian Buffini had his guy out on the street, Joe, and he was asking an agent, people walking by, are you a homeowner? And they would say yes or no. And then he said, if you are a homeowner, did you enjoy working with your agent? And many of them would say, yeah, I loved her. She was great. She was fantastic. And if you want to sell again, would you contact that agent? And they would say, oh, yeah. But honey, who is that agent? Do you know her number? Do you know how to reach her? No, I don't know. It's been 3 or 4 years. I don't know. I lost your card. You know, it was on the refrigerator. It fell. It's in the trash. I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Right?
That's so true.
Nobody stayed in touch. Nobody had a system. We got busy. We got distracted. And so this class is one that I had put together. I did a little bit of Brian stuff and his PowerPoint. You can take notes to learn how to do pop buys, how to stay in touch, how to create a CRM, how to find a CRM that's going to serve you and to stay in touch to increase your referral business. If you've been in business longer than 3 years, you should have people contacting you. And they probably would, but they don't know, they don't think you're busy, or they can't find your card, or even though you think, well, I'm on the internet, a lot of people are on the internet. I remember I was teaching a class one day, and Estella, her name is Estella Pereira. She said, she went back and she said, oh my God, there was a client that I closed escrow for 5 years ago, and the market shifted, and she needs to get out of that house, and things are upside down. And I happened to, after your class, I happened to call her, and she said, oh, Mija, where have you been? I've been looking for you. We couldn't find your card anywhere. We need to sell this house. We're in default. We gotta get out of here. So we don't need them. They need us. They need us. They need to know that, you're educated, you're learning, you have strategies for them. That's what this class is going to be. So I'm going to leave this here. If I get 10 people, I'll do it. If I don't, I won't. It's just a free class. It's my way of giving back to RE/MAX champions, to both Sonia and to Jennifer and their crew. So I haven't even put it together yet. And I have the information, but I don't know time, dates, or anything. I just need to see if there's an interest in it. If there is, then we'll move forward. Okay, and then we're winding down. Any ahas? Can you give me some ahas? Anybody learn anything today about yourself? Or?
A lot of ahas. Personality ahas.
Personality ahas. Anybody want to share?
Being that I'm a C, right? I think I learned, well, not really, I'm learning, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Because I'm very, I try to make sure that everything is in order when it comes to my paperwork or anything like that. And my daughter always has to tell me, Mom, stop being so, picky, stop, it's fine. And she'll tell, so I get distracted, so she'll tell me right here, right now, right here, right now. So I have to, really.
What do you think she is?
I think she's a D. She was in the military.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's a D.
Both my daughters they were both in the
So
military.
they're task oriented. They just want to get it done. Let's get her done. Let's get her done.
Yeah.
Stop checking it out. Just go. Just do it. Right?
Yes.
That's it.
And not I have to analyze everything. They're Mom, stop.
How would you use what you know with a client? If they said, like her client said, I just want to sign a listing. I just am done. How would you say, no, we got to look on page 99?
Well, I think I've learned, it's funny, I don't know what my husband is. I'm reading all of this. I think my second one is dominant and influence. They tie. So I'm in between all that, but I would say I'm the dominant one in my relationship. Even though my husband, he's the worker, he's the workaholic. He's the
S.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. How many agree? He's yes.
But he is shocked because sometimes he goes with me to see clients, and I will say he's my assistant, he's my whatever, and he, hears them talk. And I had one, it was a family, kind of like her, but it was a family, and the father was he's a D for sure, dominant, this is what I want. And the daughter was getting involved. And so I said, I need to meet with all of you. And he was like, what? I'm like, I need to sit down with your whole family. So we all sat down, and I explained to him, like, who's in charge? Because she's telling me what you're telling me.
Yeah, it's not working.
Yeah, it was like, I need you guys to tell me what you want. And she had this whole idea that the house that they were selling was gonna go to her and all this. So it was the first time of her parents hearing this from her, because I made them all speak. I was like, no, I want to know what your thought is about me, because your parents want to sell this house and you're like wanting to stay. But she was like, well, if something happened to you, the house will be gone. And I was like, no, it won't. And she was like, why? And I was like, because this house is not in a trust. It would definitely go straight to probate. And I was like, and she goes, and in Spanish, because it was Spanish, she tells her dad, did you know that? She's like, ¿tú sabías eso, papi? That's what, really fast, right? She was like, did you know this, Dad?
Did you know?
And then he's like, yeah.
Wow.
And so that changed the whole game after that. After that, she was willing to sell. She was willing, but that was kept.
But you were direct and you were compliant.
Yes.
And that was helpful. Okay. Upcoming workshop next week, 2 weeks from now, on the pain of not knowing your clients. And this is just a promo. Missed sales and loss, misaligned expectation, dissatisfied clients, increased stress and frustration. Identify, understand client personalities and how to communicate with them. So you got it.
Yes,
What it's gonna be about. All right, let's close with our affirmation. Would you do that for me? Stand up. And I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna say it together. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I am deeply connected to my true self. I embrace my unique qualities, strengths, and passions. By knowing myself, I unlock the power within to achieve my dreams and inspire others.
Yay! I love you guys. You guys did a great class.
Can I do an announcement?
Yes, go on.
Well, actually, two announcements, I'm sorry, guys. So you guys have probably seen this flyer. So everything that we're talking about here, we're actually I'm hosting facilitating a workshop next Thursday from 6 to 8. One thing that I learned by learning my personality trait was learning those patterns and weaknesses that kept me stuck there. Like one thing is listening and everything, but through this workshop, we're gonna be doing simple practices that you can implement to look at the patterns and the areas that we may need to shift. So that was my biggest lesson through my own inner work for the past 10 years. So I invite all of you guys. It's sponsored by Legacy, by Remax. So if you guys are open, come with an open mind and open heart, and it's a lot of fun. It's a way to commune and collaborate and just really learn simple practices on how we can release any misbelief that we might have and how to shift from, going from the weakness to the strength. Okay, so I invite you guys, just let me know if you're coming, we'll put you down. And then the second announcement, I think we have some birthdays that are coming up. So I wanted to see if we have a July birthday. Can you please come up here? I think we have a Jennifer and Wanda. And girls, let's sing them happy birthday. And a count of 3. We have 3 girls here. No game, but I was going to show you. Absolutely. Yes, I'm here. Okay, all right, girls, ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday